Hello everyone, today I'm going to share about how to write impressive business letters. In this case, there are three things that I would like to explain. The first one is letters to editor, the second one is sample business letter, and then the third one is what makes good writing good. Let's start to the letters to the editor. A letter to the editor is often written in response to a letter that published in a newspaper or magazine by another reader. As we know, a letter consists of three parts. The first one is the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. So the introduction of a letter should be powerful enough to grab the reader's attention, should state what you intend to talk about, and should refer to the name and the date of the article that you are responding. Let's take a look to the example of introduction of a letter. I was astonished to read Philip Oglefield's letter on October 10th, in which he proposed that the building on Sydney's foreshore, nicknamed the Toaster, should be demolished. Whatever is the main thinking. And then the second one is the body. The body is the main part of the letter. Having captured the reader's attention, the main part of the letter or the body should explain your introduction and use examples where necessary to strengthen your argument. The body of your letter is where you say what you have to say. The last one is the conclusion. The conclusion is the summary of the threads of your arguments. The conclusion should end on a strong note and make an impression on the mind of the readers. Let's take a look to the sample business letter. As you can see, the business letter is fully blocked with no indentation, where every line begins flush against the left-hand margin. I will read the first sample of business letter. 24th December 1999, Bill Howard, National Marketing Manager, Tabletop Kitchenware, PO Box 6565, Perth, WA 2452. Dear Bill, just a very short note to thank you and your team for pitching in as you did at our product launch in Fremantle last week. I have spoken with my team and they tell me your staff went all out on the project. I believe many of them worked right through the weekend and even brought family members in to help with the final wrapping of the samples. I am very grateful to you for all of your help, Bill, and I would like you to pass on my thanks to all of those who put their time and effort into the launch. June and I will be in Fremantle at Easter time and look forward to a game of golf with you and Betty. Till then, cheers, Graham Peacock. As you can see, the tone of this letter is warm, appreciative, and friendly because Graham obviously knows Bill well and socializes with him often. Let's take a look to the second sample of business letter. 24th December 1999, Bill Howard, National Marketing Manager, Tabletop Kitchenware, PO Box 6565, Perth, WA 2452. Dear Mr. Howard, on behalf of everyone here at Lighting Direct, I would like to thank you and your staff for your valuable contribution to our product launch in Fremantle last week. I have spoken with my managers and they informed me that your staff excelled themselves, not only in their enthusiasm but also in their willingness to work on the weekend. I am told some of your staffs even brought family members in to assist with wrapping the samples. It is support such as this that sets a company like Tabletop Kitchenware apart from its competitors. We are very grateful that you extended that support system to all of us here at Lighting Direct. I would appreciate it if you would pass on our thanks to all of those who participated in making our launch the success that it was. Yours sincerely, G. Peacock. So compared to the first sample of business letter, the second sample of business letter is still appreciative. However, because Graham Peacock doesn't know the recipient, it's also a little more formal and dignified. So let's move to the what makes good writing good. According to Wilber's 2020, there are four elements of a good writing. The first one is the central idea. So in the central idea, you have to consider about some points. The first one is purpose or central idea is sufficiently limited for meaningful discussion, and the central idea is clearly stated, normally in the opening, and all subordinate ideas relate clearly to the central idea. Next is the organization. So there are some points that you have to remember in the organization. The first one is the introduction orients the reader to the central idea and the line of reasoning. The second one is material is arranged in a logical and coherent sequence where subordinate ideas are effectively identified. Next is transitions are clear and helpful. The last but not least is conclusion or closing. Summarizes the argument, emphasizes the central idea, and leaves the reader with a sense of completion. The third one is supporting material. There are several points that you have to remember in supporting material. The first one is examples are relevant, specific, detailed, sufficient, and persuasive. Next is the quotation support the argument. The next one is spelling, grammar, and punctuation. In here, there are several points that you have to remember too. The first one is spelling. In spelling, including technical terms and proper names is correct. Correct words are used to convey the intended meaning. Generally, accepted rules of grammar and syntax are followed, including pronoun or noun agreement, subject verb agreement, appropriate verb tense, and etc. And the punctuation. Punctuation, particularly comma placement, reflects the standard usage. Next is uh, in to be good writing must have purpose, must have several things. The first one is the purpose. Before you are writing, you have to ask yourself, who will be reading the text, whether it is someone you know or someone you don't know. And then the second one is what type of person will be reading it. You have to consider their age, their education, their position, and their gender. And how many people will be reading it. Is it for public consumption or etc. And then the next question is, will they have specific knowledge to enable them to understand the industry? And then the last question is, why am I writing this? To explain, to inform, to persuade, to convince, or to complain? It is necessary to know the answer to the question so you can write in a style to suit your purpose. For example, familiar and chatty for a weekly editorial column or formal and businesslike for an annual report. The next one is unit time. So, in this case, you have to begin every paragraph with a topic sentence and develop your argument by using examples, a detailed illustration, an explanation, or making comparison. The next one is the sequence. In order to make your writing sequence, you have to consider several things. The first one is each of your points and paragraphs must flow into the next and follow a plan as you write. Next is the variety. In this case, you have to make sure what you are writing is interesting to read by varying the sentence length and expanding your vocabulary. And then the next one is, in making your writing relevant, you have to make an outline plan of your piece before you begin to write. And then the last one is coherence. An essay or paper should be organized logically, flow smoothly, and stick together. Okay, that's all about how to write impressive business letter. I hope this video will help you in write an impressive business letter. Thank you.